It's a new dawn of new affordable advertising packages on Zambia's first and finest visual radio, reaching over 5 million people across the whole country. If you're not advertising on Sun FM TV, then you're probably not being heard or seen. Come on board and advertise with us. Everyone's not only listening, everyone is watching.
The news.
Hello, to present the news here on Sun FM Radio and TV. My name is Imelda Chikwati. Stories making headlines. Government has reviewed ambitious railway projects aimed at reducing transportation costs and attracting international investors across multiple sectors, including energy and agriculture. Zambia's Chief Justice Mumba Malila has warned that financial crimes continue to cause significant losses of national resources, stressing that such offences have negative effects on national economies and development. The Ministry of Mines and Minerals is expected to allocate tenements to over 500 trained artisanal and small-scale miners at the Kikonge gold mine site in Mufumba district. The National Olympic Committee of Zambia has signed a contract with Zhengtai Group Limited for the construction of the NOCZ house at a total cost of over 21 million kwacha, inclusive of government taxes.
The news. 88.5 Sun FM.
Government has reviewed ambitious railway projects aimed at reducing transportation costs and attracting international investors across multiple sectors, including energy and agriculture. Finance and National Planning Minister Dr. Stumbekom Sokotwane reviewed the plans during the Vietnam-Zambia bilateral meeting, emphasizing that the projects are designed to strengthen trade links and boost economic growth. One of the railway lines will connect Zambia to the port of Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, while the second will extend to the west coast of Africa. The combined investment is estimated at $1.5 billion. And Dr. Msokotwane explained that both routes will focus on export-based trade, ensuring cheaper and more efficient transportation for goods. Beyond mining, the minister highlighted Zambia's openness to investment in energy and agriculture, particularly in agricultural exports. He encouraged Vietnam to explore opportunities in the sectors, noting the government's commitment to diversifying the economy. Dr. Msokotwane also projected that within the next 5 to 7 years, Zambia is poised to become the largest exporter of copper, reinforcing its position as a key player in global commodity markets. The railway projects are expected to serve as a cornerstone of Zambia's long-term development strategy, enhancing regional connectivity and positioning the nation as a competitive hub for trade and investment.
Economic corridors. On these corridors, this is where we want to put export-based agriculture, so that when the surplus of agriculture is created, it's put on the railway lines, cheap transport costs, either to the west coast or the east coast.
Zambia's Chief Justice Mumba Malila has warned that financial crimes such as corruption, fraud, and money laundering continue to cause significant losses of national resources across many countries, stressing that such offenses have serious negative effects on national economies and development. Speaking during the practical workshop on adjudicating money laundering and corruption matters in Southern and East Africa held in Livingstone, Justice Malila said many nations are grappling with the alarming rate at which public resources are lost through fraud, embezzlement, and abuse of public funds. He emphasized that these offenses require careful prosecution and robust legal frameworks, noting that entrenching laws to combat economic and financial crimes is critical for promoting accountability and safeguarding national resources. Justice Malila highlighted the complexity of corruption and financial crime cases, saying it has made it necessary for countries to take a firm stance, including establishing specialized courts to improve efficiency and ensure consistent decisions. The Chief Justice further acknowledged the delays in the justice system remain a concern, adding that prolonged corruption cases can undermine public confidence and place an unnecessary burden on both victims and suspects.
For ordinary Zambians, financial crimes like corruption, fraud and embezzlement are more than just headlines. They mean lost services, delayed development, and shaken trust when justice takes too long. Recognizing the urgent need to address these challenges, the practical workshop in Livingstone on adjudicating money laundering and corruption matters in Southern and East Africa brought together judges and magistrates to strengthen their skills and knowledge. Speaking at the workshop, Zambia's Chief Justice Mumba Malila warned that addressing such crimes requires strong legal frameworks, specialized courts, and timely adjudication to restore confidence and safeguard public resources.
But today, many countries around the world face substantial backlog and delays through their judicial systems. And court delays or inefficiency is unwanted in all cases. It is even more pernicious in economic and financial crimes cases. So the agency in making progress in the fight against these offenses necessarily requires that unnecessary delays are stymied as much as possible, since such delays may facilitate wastage through the dissipation or concealment of proceeds of these crimes, and may also undermine public confidence in institutional commitment and capacity to combat these offenses effectively.
Justice Malila added that focusing on specialized cases allows judges to develop expertise, apply efficient procedures, and deliver faster and more consistent judgments.
They develop working procedures and approaches that eliminate unnecessary process-driven delays, all of which enhance their speed. These can in turn help them produce decisions within very short time frames. And because their work is concentrated within a defined area, these adjudicators have a better chance than generalists to deepen their understanding of issues in what in fact becomes their comfort zone.
And Southern and Eastern Africa Chief Justice's coordinator, Sangwani Nyimbiri, said workshops like these equip judges and magistrates with the skills needed to navigate complex financial cases and strengthen the rule of law.
This workshop ties in squarely with one of the forum's strategic objectives, which the forum adopted in 2021. Strategic objective number 3 of the forum emphasizes the strengthening of judicial capacity to effectively address emerging and complex areas of the law, including economic and financial crimes. In this regard, initiatives such as this workshop are critical. They provide a platform for judges and magistrates to deepen their understanding of the legal and procedural questions that arise in investigating some of these financial and economic crimes.
Prudence Mutually reporting for Sun TV News in Livingstone, Southern Province.
The Ministry of Mines and Minerals in this month of March 2025 is expected to allocate tenements to over 500 trained artisanal and small-scale miners at the Kikonge gold mine site in Mufumbo district. Minister of Mines and Minerals Development Director, Mine Safety, Mr. Billy Chewe, says the sharing of plots will be done in phases over a period of 40 to 50 days. He reaffirmed government's commitment to formalizing artisanal mining, noting that measures have been put in place to safeguard the lives of miners operating at Kikonge. Mr. Chewe explained that the ministry is currently engaging stakeholders to ensure transparency in the allocation process. He made these remarks when he paid a courtesy call on Northwestern Province Permanent Secretary Kenel Wishkot Katambi at his office in Solwezi.
Period of about 40 to 50 days. It will include all the stakeholders who are involved in this program. So basically, that's why we are here. The next 5 days will be operate from here. Then the other 5 days thereafter will be in Fumbwe. According to what is on the report, today we met the representative of the chiefs and the administration here, and also any representative from the members of parliament.
Mayor Kenel Katambi said the opening up of roads at Kikonge gold mine site is almost complete, a development expected to ease access and support mining activities.
From the assembling of this team, you can tell that it comprises brains, not heads. Okay? They can be a vessel, but an empty vessel. And then they can be a vessel carrying contents. So I mean, people who are competent enough to do things on behalf of the government. Director, are you with me?
I'm with you.
And for that, would want to...
Justice sector leaders have called for stronger collaboration among prosecutors, electoral authorities and law enforcement agencies to safeguard democracy and ensure credible elections ahead of Zambia's 2026 general elections. Speaking during the National Annual Prosecutors Conference, Attorney General Mulilo Kabesha urged the prosecutors to remain vigilant and uphold the rule of law as the country prepares for the pause. He stressed that prosecutors play a critical role in protecting a democratic space by ensuring that electoral offences such as hate speech, incitement to violence and misconduct are prosecuted swiftly and fairly. General Kabesha also warned that social media platforms are increasingly being used to spread misinformation and hate speech aimed at discrediting political opponents.
Your presence here is a testament to our shared commitment to advancing justice and upholding the rule of law. My colleagues, the theme for this year's conference, which states prosecutors as sentinels of democracy, ensuring inclusivity, electoral integrity, and the rule of law, is both timely and appropriate, especially for our country as we head towards general elections this year. This theme puts you as the soldiers on guard, to guard against violation of our democratic space. People should be free to campaign the way they want without being interfered with, and when matters of electoral malpractice, electoral mischief has been reported to the police.
Meanwhile, Director of Public Prosecutions Gilbert Piri emphasized that prosecutors must uphold integrity, professionalism, and independence in discharging their constitutional mandate. He said that credible elections depend on strong institutions that enforce the law impartially. Piri highlighted achievements by the National Prosecution Authority, including the recruitment of 100 advocates to strengthen capacity, particularly in economic and financial crimes. He added that prosecutors must adapt to emerging challenges such as technology facilitated crimes during election periods.
As our nation approaches the 2026 general elections, it represents a defining moment in our democratic journey. Before I proceed to delve into the conference theme and its significance, allow me to share the strides we have made as an institution since last year's conference in August 2025. The holding of this conference for the past 3 years is not a mere gathering for learning and networking. It is a tool that galvanizes meaningful change, impact, and reform in the criminal justice system. It is heartwarming to see the strides we have made since our last conference 6 months ago. It's only 6 months ago.
At the same event, a permanent secretary in the gender division at the office of the president, Mainga Kabika, raised concern over reports of sexual exploitation of female aspiring candidates in exchange for political party adoption. She urged victims to gather evidence to support investigations and prosecutions, noting that violence against women in politics remains a major barrier to participation. Ms. Kabika pointed out that although women made up 53% of registered voters in 2021, they currently occupy only 15% of seats in the National Assembly and less than 10% at local government level. She proposed a fast-track multi-institutional team to handle cases of gender-based political violence during the election period.
When citizens exercise their rights to vote, contest on leadership positions, or participate in civic activities, they are actively shaping the future of the country. It is therefore imperative that the processes are protected from being violated and manipulated to avoid undermining the integrity of the whole process. One of the most critical barriers to women's political participation is violence against women during elections. This violence is not limited to campaign period or elections day alone. In many instances, it begins earlier in the electoral cycle, particularly during the political party adoption stage, where candidates seek endorsement to contest elections.
Meanwhile, the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, called for stronger cooperation between electoral management bodies and prosecutors to effectively handle electoral offences. Speaking on behalf of the Commission chairperson, ECZ representative Clementina Mwelwa said timely investigations and prosecutions are critical to maintaining public confidence in the electoral process. She explained that the Commission has already shared the electoral roadmap for the August 13, 2026 general election with the stakeholders to ensure transparency. Ms. Mwelwa added that district conflict management committees have been established in all 116 districts to resolve minor disputes through mediation while referring criminal matters to law enforcement agencies. She also cautioned that while digital technologies have improved efficiency, they have created new challenges such as misinformation and disinformation on social media platforms.
Article 45 of the Constitution of Zambia, under the principles of electoral systems and processes, states that the electoral process and systems of administering elections shall ensure independence, accountability, efficiency, and transparency of the electoral process. These principles are cardinal in upholding credible elections, thus ensuring the integrity of the electoral process. The 2026 general election roadmap has been shared with the public so as stakeholders will have the electoral process and be aware of the key milestones before 13th August 2026.
Engineering Institution of Zambia, EIZ, President Wesley Mikaluba has expressed concern over the condition of the recently upgraded Ndola Sakadi Road following an inspection. Mr. Kaluba led a delegation comprising officials from the Engineering Institution of Zambia, the Engineering Council, the Engineering Technical Committee, to assess the project, which was implemented under a public-private partnership model with the Road Development Agency as the construction authority. He said the team's findings were worrying, noting that similar issues are increasingly becoming common on PPP toll road projects. Mr. Kaluba stated that the road project was implemented without independent consultation, resulting in several sections prematurely failing. He explained that from kilometer 4, starting at the roundabout near Levi Manawasa Stadium and just past the Zafiko checkpoint, a number of sections have already failed barely 12 months after commissioning. He added that the pavement in many areas has been patched by the concessionaire and noted that the Copperbelt Province Minister had also observed the premature failures in a report.
Rightfully indicated that the contractor needs to reconstruct the road, to rip up and reconstruct. But we heard the contractor, the concessionaire asserting that no, the patches are as good as reconstruction. I think coming from the EIZ, this is laughable. If there was a qualified independent consulting engineer, obviously he or she could have indicated that the road gets ripped off. We further recommend that we undertake detailed investigations on how the substructure is, what was the design, who approved the design, who supervised the works. We note also that for good performance, good project management for road construction, the Road Development Agency, who are the roads authority, pursuant to the provisions of the Public Roads Act number 12 of 2002, can never be the consultant. That's why it's important to put an independent consultant.
Government has called on the marketing sector to adapt to the ever-changing technological landscape in order for African countries to grow and become more self-reliant. Speaking during the launch of the Zambia Institute of Marketing ZIM conference to be held in Livingstone, Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry Director of Domestic Trade, Margaret Chikuba, said the marketing sector needs to focus on branding Africa. This year's ZIM conference will be held in collaboration with the Information and Communication Technologies Association and the Zambia Institute of Purchasing and Supply. Ms. Chikuba said such collaborations will help showcase the value that Zambia and Africa possess. She further urged the stakeholders to train individuals to move away from merely exporting raw materials so that Africa can realize its full potential.
Unlock Africa's immense economic potential. Our marketers, in 2026, your role is no longer just to sell product or to show value of the product. You are the architecture of brand Africa. You will need to brand the continent to be able to show the value that this continent has. You are the ones to tell the story, to communicate what the value of African products is.
Earlier, Zambia Institute of Marketing President Mwewabesa said the collaboration between the marketing, ICT, supply and purchasing sectors will help Africa redefine itself on the global stage. He emphasized that such partnerships are key to unlocking Africa's full potential.
This joint conference will therefore be more than a professional gathering. It will be a meeting of minds, ideas, and opportunities to shape policy and help redefine the future of Africa. It will provide our members with an invaluable platform to exchange knowledge and best practices across industries.
Meanwhile, TICUN President David Goa said strategic collaborations are the only way Africa can achieve true independence.
Work and opportunities needed to drive Africa's digital transformation whilst advancing standards, certifications, and continental thought leadership. So with Telecom Africa, we are not only IT guys who come and fix your computers. We're actually part of the strategic leadership to ensure that Africa unlocks opportunity.
This is the news on Sun FM Radio and TV. Right now, we take a break.
Did you know that you can still watch your favorite shows from anywhere, anytime? Yes! Just download the StarTimes own app from Google Play or Apple Store, then register. You can link your DTT or DTH decoder to up to 3 devices by entering your smart card number and the last 6 digits of your decoder serial number. Then voila! You're good to go. You can also pay for your subscription, change your preferred bouquet and other self-services on the app. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Topstar. Enjoy digital life.
In sports news, the National Olympic Committee of Zambia, NOCZ, has signed a contract with Zeng Thai Group Limited for the construction of the NOCZ House at a total cost of 21,989,872 kwacha 92 ngwe, inclusive of government taxes. This development marks a significant milestone in strengthening sports administration and governance in Zambia. The new headquarters will serve as a central hub for coordinating and delivering sports programs, enabling NOCZ to operate more efficiently while extending support to athletes and federations nationwide. The project is expected to promote sustainable sports development, youth engagement, health, and positive social values. In remarks delivered on his behalf by Vice President Nakonga M. Kakoma, NOCZ President Alfred Foloko emphasized the importance of the project in strengthening governance structures and fostering collaboration among sports stakeholders. He expressed appreciation to the government, particularly the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts, under the leadership of Honorable Elvis Nkandu MP, for its continued support. He also acknowledged the technical input from the Ministry of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development, which ensured adherence to national and international standards during the bid evaluation process. Meanwhile, NOCZ Secretary General CEO Boniface Kambikambi explained that the office project was initiated under the Association of National Olympic Committees of Africa, which selected Zambia as one of the beneficiaries to support national Olympic committees with improved office infrastructure. He noted that the contractor was chosen through a transparent procurement process overseen by a board-appointed commission. And chairperson of the NOCZ Infrastructure and Projects Commission, Greg Lubesha, described the project as a long-awaited development that will provide a permanent operational base for the organization, offering modern spaces for meetings, training, and program delivery. While Zeng Thai Group Limited Managing Director Liva Tembo assured stakeholders of the company's commitment to delivering quality work during construction. Once completed, the NOCZ House is expected to enhance the organization's operational capacity and serve as a key platform for advancing athlete development and promoting the values of the Olympic movement in Zambia. And now to end the news, the headlines once again. The government has reviewed ambitious railway projects aimed at reducing transportation costs and attracting international investors across multiple sectors, including energy and agriculture. Zambia's Chief Justice Mumba Malila has warned that financial crimes continue to cause significant losses of national resources, stressing that such offenses have negative effects on national economies and development. The Ministry of Mines and Minerals is expected to allocate tenements to over 500 trained artisanal and small-scale miners at the Kikonge Gold Mine site in Mafombo district. And in sports news, the National Olympic Committee of Zambia has signed a contract with Zentai Group Limited for the construction of the NOCZ house at a total cost of over 21 million kwacha, inclusive of government taxes. On behalf of the entire news team, my name is Imelda Chukwati. Stay tuned to Sun FM Radio and Television.
Sun FM.
Time is power. Our lives are powered by the sun. As the sun rises, so do we. It's time to power your life and say goodbye to blackouts with a new Topstar solar solution, the H50 hybrid system. Enjoy a safe and reliable solar solution at home or your business with the Topstar hybrid inverter, lithium battery, and 550-watt solar panels. Experience a peace of mind with reduced electricity bills,